Why during Black History Month? Now, if you clicked on this video for me to say something interesting, profound, or drag a Machine Gun Kelly, it's not here. But I will say this. Every single man, well, I take that back. So far in 2024, the two men that had beef with Eminem have done some crazy stuff. First, it was Benzino crying over Eminem. Or, I won't say crying over Eminem, but let's be real here. His beef with Eminem cost him so much, and now it sounds like he thinks Eminem has cost him his daughter and self-respect, and he has not too much anything left, right? Now you have Machine Gun Kelly. Now, Machine Gun Kelly, if I remember correctly, he started that about talking about Eminem's daughter. And I think she was underage at the time whenever he talked about that, allegedly. I gotta say allegedly because I'm not 100% sure. I gotta look that up. But why during Black History Month? You know, that's the thing. I've never been a fan of tattoos. In general, right? The only time I think a person should have a tattoo, in my opinion, that if it's something that's deeply meaningful or some type of ceremonial type deal, right? Tradition that's passed down. If you're just getting a tattoo just to get a tattoo because you like something, that's just dumb. And the way he's looking like right now, of course all that blacking is going to fade. I'm not sure if he was covering a bunch of stuff. It's just, it gives off a person that's kind of disturbed to me a little bit. And the reason I say that, I remember an interview. I can't remember if it was with the Breakfast Club or some other place he did an interview at, where he was talking about how he knows he's mentally messed up and he emotionally dumps on his kid, if I remember correctly.
Anything, some shots, anything on this new project that you didn't anticipate putting out right now?
This is the project.
Have you slowed down the drug use?
Absolutely not.
It's called binge.
It's called binge.
Doesn't sound like it.
I said, but to be honest, you know, the truth of the matter that might have come with explaining this EP, outside of the fact that there's angst, attitude, you know, sex, drugs, and 808s, like other than the obvious, the breakdowns I'd like to give, I'm not going to give out of respect for Mac.
And I was going to say that when Mac passed. And
yeah, I mean, I got to tell my truth.
Do you take it serious now? Like, you know, because you never know.
Oh, my drug use?
Yeah.
Me, you know, I it's.
You know, I forgot that Machine Gun Kelly had a serious drug issue. And I could kind of understand some of the stuff he's saying. He had nobody to talk to, but just like people in the Breakfast Club saying, like Charlamagne especially, you know, you should definitely seek therapy, get help that way. Don't sit here and confide in your daughter. That's me saying that part of it. Because you never know what demons that can put into her or unlock with her. I know she's going to have it pretty hard as it is, because I did see pictures of his daughter, and she is a Miss Girl, and Miss Girls tend to have it a little harder in some areas. Yes, they do. They are more quote unquote desired by men, but at the exact same time, they can be ostracized and made fun of by people or women of the women of the Black community. So I just don't want him to make life more difficult for his little girl, trying to identify herself, in addition to worrying about her father and the things that he has going on. Because it makes it seem like, whenever you listen to this, that his daughter is what's keeping him alive, which that's tragic, because it's not in the sense that my daughter gives me purpose. It seems like it's more in the sense his daughter is his crutch. And without his daughter being there, he would fall into the abyss and never come back.
I don't know. It's I don't know. I mean, you know, look, if it was gonna be a lesson learned, I might have learned it when it happened to Pete. You know what I'm saying? There's the reality of situations is you can't, as a world, expect to break people down constantly and not expect them to want some type of escape. I don't have a mom I can call. I don't have a father I can call. I don't have my, you know what I'm saying? Like my aunt who was the last thing that I had, is gone. Right, I got a 9-year-old. I call and confide all my things. When Chester Bennington died, and that tour, that was, you know what I'm saying, and a friend, a beautiful light in my life, like a soul that I love, in a tour that after the most successful album we had come out was about to change our lives, and all that was I put that on a 9-year-old. Do you know what I'm saying?
Why you not go to a therapist?
You weren't taught. You in the streets. You weren't taught that that's okay.
Yeah, neither was I. But eventually,
I get it. I get it. I haven't made that. I have. You know what? I've been trying to fight to get back all the things that were lost when I had a #1 single on the pop. I'm not talking about #1 on iTunes like Rap Della is for the past 8 days. I'm talking about a #1 charting Billboard song that sold how many worldwide? 7, 8 million. 6, 7 million worldwide in 1 year, and like it was that moment. There is no question when I win a Grammy or when I win a VMA that no one's gonna. There is no tweets that are like, you know, he doesn't deserve. There is none of that. There is no like, you know, there's nothing other. I can't see anyone doing other than this, standing up and being like, damn, homie, it's been a long time coming, and you know, I think.
I hear what you're saying, but none of that is an excuse. And the reason I say that is because small people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from mistakes.
The whole thing was to say, I'm sorry, I was long. The whole thing was to say, sometimes comfort from humans isn't enough.
But you don't want to turn to drugs, especially when you see how I'm because of drug use.
And what about people around you? Nobody around you is like,
absolutely, it's a huge issue. And I talk about that on the record. There's a song called Lately. I talk about that. We got in a huge fight in the Chicago airport. Huge fight. And it was all over. Yes, huge.
And they should.
Ain't no, there's no yes man on my team. There's none of that.
Because they care about
huge fight. I'm talking about to the point where it's like we're physically brawling with each other over the temper that comes from using drugs. I know I know everything that comes. I almost was.
You know, I see a lot of the time people who have a lot of tattoos say that getting tattoos is a form of therapy. Is how they work through their issues, and I'm kind of curious if. Is this a form of him trying to work through something? Maybe he had like a serious loss or some type of realization that he needed to change his life. And him, instead of getting all his tattoos that he had before that may not have meant anything, he's getting it covered up to show like, hey, I'm not forgetting my past, but I'm moving forward in my own way. I'm not sure that what I'm saying is making any sense, but him talking about Pete and him passing, how that could have been him. That's pretty deep and very self-aware, and I'm glad he does have that awareness about him. I just hope he actually does the work to make the changes for him and his little girl that he cares for so much.
Mac.
And you still could be if you don't slow down.
And that's fine, but
no, that's not fine.
No, excuse me, that's not fine. Excuse me.
And you can't tell me you're a fighter but not willing to fight your addiction, especially being that you got a 9-year-old.
And especially say you can talk to your 9-year-old, because that should be the reason.
Why go to therapy when I got y'all? Let's do this.
I mean, we try to help you.
And things like drugs do contribute, like you said, to your temper, to mood swings, to depression, and all of those things. So.
Thank you. I mean, I know all that stuff. You know, but like I said, I honestly, I'm not going to sit here and fight for drugs when my whole point of this was that I'd rather not even, you know, I'd rather not go into it just out of respect for Mac.
Now you said you was almost Mac. Did you overdose at one time before?
And if I find the clip, I'll either play it or put a soundbite of it. Soundbite, that's so old school. I'll just take the sound and just play it, right? And then he got with Megan Fox, at her prime at that. So I was thinking, okay, so this man's getting help. He's in a healthy adult relationship. Well, what I thought was healthy. And maybe he's not emotionally dumping on his daughter and yada, yada, yada. Or kid. I can't remember if he had a son or a daughter. I'm pretty sure daughter. But yet, here we are. They broke up. Haven't heard from him. I don't keep track of him too much anyway. The only time I really hear anything about him is when he was beefing with Eminem. I still to this day cannot tell you a Machine Gun Kelly song. But you see that he's 50% black during Black History Month. And that's just one of the funniest things I've seen in a very long time. Okay. I'm done with the internet for today. Anyways, you guys tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great day. And the lesson learned from all this, a really big lesson learned, don't mess with Eminem. Because apparently he messes with your mental worse than anybody else. Thank you again. Bye.